Welcome to a brand new episode of TVGP's Critical Misses. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
We're here for the first of 4 DCEU movies to release in the year 2023, which still
I was gonna
sounds
say, didn't we
ludicrous.
already do one of these
Yeah,
these movies?
yeah, yeah. We already did one. That was last year's old news. This is
hmm It was
2023's.
2022's.
Yeah, this is 2023's hotness. We're here for Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Um, a movie that I feel like I have not really heard anything about, largely because it's sort of been overshadowed by 2 of the other movies in the season, one of which we've already watched. That was the last one. And one we will watch at some point in the future. I don't know which one it is. But I feel like this one's kind of the...
I think that one's the last movie, is the one you're thinking of.
Okay. Um, but I feel like this is the one I kind of... For it to be a sequel to a movie that was fairly big and fairly well received, I feel like this one kind of came out and I heard virtually nothing about it. You haven't seen
Yeah, honestly, same.
you haven't heard you haven't seen the rest of these movies, right?
Correct. I
Okay,
haven't seen anything except for the previous movie that we saw.
right. The best of the 5, surely. Yeah, yeah. I so let's go through what we know. We know that this does star person with problematic opinions, Zachary Levi. Um,
hmm
that's about it. uh,
that's all you know? Because I
that
also know that Lucy Liu is in this movie.
oh, wild. Okay, wow. So like 2 kind of back-to-back movies here with larger stars that you're kind of not expecting. Um, with Pierce Brosnan in the last one, sort of being like,
I was about to say, who are you not expecting last time? And then Pierce
Pierce
Brosnan,
Brosnan
of
just being
course.
like, "Oh dang, you got Piercy B, huh? Dang, okay." Okay, so we got Lucy Liu in this one. I'm going
hmm
to assume that it's going to be a sequel to the first one. I some people out there listening are probably like, "Yeah, duh." It's like, well, that's not a
It's the
given anymore.
DCEU.
Yeah, like they could be like, well, just we're gonna reboot this one inside of a reboot. Especially because the end of the first one set up
I mean, it's
Billy.
got to be the family movie,
Yeah, it's
right?
like Billy and his family are now superheroes, and I'm sure most of this movie is like, oh, I'm a teenage kid, and whoa, I'm also a superhero. How can I balance these two things? Whoa, that sort of
hmm
thing is what I'm assuming. Um, I do hope the kid is still there, the kind of secret best part of the first movie. Um, I don't
The
remember his...
super dork.
Yeah, I don't remember his name at all. I apologize to that kid who killed it in the first one. Um, but I think going into the season for me, and kind of as we were going into Black Adam, the first part, finding out that Black Adam is kind of the
Freddie Freeman
Freddie Freeman. Okay.
hmm was the
Um,
super dork's name.
Finding out that Black Adam is kind of like the antithesis of Shazam. I don't want to say like evil Shazam, but there may be 2 sides of the same coin. My assumption going into that first movie was surely he'll be part of the next Shazam movie. And coming out of that movie thinking, yeah, probably not. So I'd be pretty surprised if we saw Black Adam here, which is a kind of surprisingly
Yes.
weird thing to say. I don't know what your temperature of the movie is here.
Honestly, I think the problem we're gonna run into here is like I don't know anything, and the really ironic thing is I didn't care then, and I don't care now about the DCEU
Sure.
because it was one of those things where it's like you released 4 movies in a year, and Marvel were literally taking their foot off the gas at that point because
Right.
it was like, no, people are getting real burnt out on this stuff.
Marvel of all people would have been like, nah, that might be too. That might be
Uh,
two movies too many.
Let's let's adjust that.
Hmm.
Disney were taking their foot off the
That's
gas
true. That's true. Thinking like that might be too much. Maybe we need to pace ourselves a little bit.
because there
Um,
was 3 Marvel movies in 2023.
wow. So like 3 movies there, 4 movies here. Like no wonder why people were just like screw all these superhero movies. I'm done with
Uh-huh.
you're pumping out too many of them. Um,
Can you name the Marvel movies?
in 2023, oh god, Black Widow.
Nope.
Um,
That was
the
COVID era, dude, because released directly onto Disney Plus.
it's got to be the Madam Web.
Nope, that's Sony, not considered
Ah, jeez.
MCU.
MCU in 2023. Ha ha ha. Spider-Man, Spider's
Nope,
Home,
nope,
biscuits. Oh wait. The the sequel to Doctor Strange in the
nope,
Multiverse of Madness.
nope.
Oh my god. The
Shockingly, there's 2 sequels on this list. You never would have guessed it, I know,
two
but
sequels.
2 sequels and one. Technically, the third one is also a sequel, but it's also a conjoining movie.
God, this is pissing me off. 2023's MCU. Oh, um, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes, there's
Yes.
one.
Oh, I got one. Okay. Whew. Oh boy, I feel better at least. 33% passing grade. Yep. Um, what are the other two?
One was very famous for the worst CGI on the face of this planet for a beloved, horribly terrible character.
Ooh. Um, I don't think this is right, but I want to say it's a Thor movie.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, can I have one more hint?
Uh, a murder only designed of killing,
Wait,
or however
what
you
was
want to.
Modoc in? Oh my god. Uh I I
A Another wrong'un is the star of this movie.
well,
Is
that's
the
just
antagonist star of this movie.
I
Alleged
mean that
wrong'un, alleged wrong'un, alleged wrong'un.
yeah, I feel like you can just throw a dart and hit 2 of them. Um
Mhm.
gosh, I don't know. Name oh, Ant-Man, the second Ant-Man. So Moon is squishing his fingers down. Ant-Man
Yes, the
and the
second Ant-Man.
Wasp?
Yes, Ant-Man
Okay.
and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Quantum Mania. God, that's such a cool title.
Mhm.
And a third one.
Which is a sequel and also bringing in the multiverse of the TV shows into the movies at the same time.
Ooh. So it's post.
And is a genuinely underrated movie.
Okay, so it's post
Post
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Right.
Hmm.
Um
Post Ms. Marvel, which you also forgot is a TV show.
ooh, post Ms. Marvel. Oh, the first Brie Larson is the the what is
Yeah, the movie is called The Marvels. But
the
yes, it
Marvels.
is.
Okay, I don't remember that movie at all.
It's the sequel to Captain Marvel, which is the Brie
Oh,
Larson movie.
that got a sequel.
And it stars Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. It
Yep.
stars a character from One Division, and it stars Ms. Marvel as Ms. Marvel too. And they're all
Man.
together.
Wow. Okay, so 2023 was a hot year for comic book movies.
Uh-huh.
Really, really killing it there.
Yep.
Speaking of bad CG, I'm really worried about the CG for this one, man. There's
I see. That's not something I'm too worried about because it feels like the DC has always not cheaped out on the CG budget.
That's
Like,
true. Aquaman, I think, was probably the one we saw the most CG with them being underwater for a lot, and it was
and it felt
okay.
strong.
Yeah. The thing that I'm worried about is I'm worried about with there being so many Shazams.
I will say the CG you want to worry about is in the Flash, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
That's the yeah, that's the other one I'm concerned about for a lot of reasons. But my concern is like I feel like there's either two ways you go with the many Shazams in this one. It's either everybody is in a suit and everybody does all the practical stuff, and then when they're moving they just have like the colored lightning stuff, or it's 100% CG suits. But I think you bring up a good point. I feel like at least in the suit for most of these movies, it has largely been it's just a person in a puffy suit. Like we're doing it practically. I don't know anything else about. I don't even know who Shazam's villains are. Normally, I'd say like, hey, Black Adam, but nope.
I mean, I'm hoping we get the captain, the stupid psychic worm from the first Shazam movie.
I don't remember what that worm's name is, but yeah, let's get that. Let's have that be like the mainline villain here. Just tiny psychic worm.
Hold on.
I think it has a really dumb name.
He does. Villain DC.
We need to know.
Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind. Yeah. Okay. The mind of a Wormington? Like you couldn't Oh man, DC. Here's the big question we're gonna ask for every movie in this season after the last one. Is Superman gonna show up in this movie?
No, because we know that was his last appearance.
Oh God. All right. Anything else you can think of here for this seemingly unknown movie here?
I mean, I'm hoping it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It maybe has the highest chance.
Yeah, because like as much as he came out and decided to just lean all the way to the right. Like I thought Zachary Levi did an incredible job in the first movie as playing this kid who got these superpowers. I thought he was genuinely a really good performance in it.
100%.
And I'm hoping he can do the same thing again.
Yeah. All right, well, that's basically my thoughts on it here. So on that note, let's go watch the film.
Yep.
All right, we're back. We've seen the movie. We've seen the film.
I mean, I think you should say Shazam, we returned.
That's
you
right. You know,
that's
I gotta say, before we get into Shazam 2, boy, I don't remember anything from that first movie. I really should have watched it.
Same, bro.
The number of things that they're calling back from this movie is sort of like, yeah, did that happen like between movies? Did that happen?
Like, you broke the staff, you idiot. What, did he?
Yeah, and I'm like, he did. And then they showed the clip from the end of the first movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. Sure, that matters. Okay. Yeah. We do have a quick opening scene here. My first note here in the movie is Helen Mirren.
Yep, literally one of my notes is, hey, it's Helen Mirren's back for the surprise of surprises again.
So
get
good.
them boats, darling. Get them boats.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna have kind of a hot take here, but I think she's kind of the outstanding part of this film. Um, she is making the most of a movie that doesn't have a lot going for it.
Or deserve it. Let's face it, it does not deserve it.
No, like I mean, she's an all time great, and I think this movie struggles almost the entire time, but she's making the most of just an incredibly
Every scene she's
cheesy
in.
thing. Yeah, like,
Uh-huh.
and
Also, I did some research here
okay.
because I was curious about some things.
Hmm.
So I did some research. The villains of this movie do not exist in the DC comics. They were completely fabricated for this movie,
That's
which
wild. Okay.
I think they did a very interesting job of that.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that they were fabricated because certain allegedly,
Hmm.
a certain someone didn't want to be the villain in this movie.
Who would it? Huh? Who would be the villain?
Who else says Shazam, bro?
Oh, like it would be the Shazamily fighting up against Black Adam.
Yes.
Boy, that would have been an okay movie, man.
Uh-huh.
Also,
Also,
did you see your
the
own
two
movie?
yeah, I know. We'll talk about the post credit sequences at some point.
Yeah.
But the first one of those is the two members of the Task Force X meeting with Shazam.
Right, which we ran into in the last movie. Was that the lady in the
Yes, the
underground
blonde lady was the
prison?
same lady in the underground bunker.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
and the guy is the computer guy from the Suicide Squad movie who
Yep.
is giving Waller crap, and she's standing right behind him.
Yep, I remember that.
That was supposed to be Hawkeye, and Cyclone instead.
Wow. Boy, they're just getting rid
They
of that
were
whole movie, huh?
refused. They were refused because somebody didn't want people from that movie appearing in this movie. I'm not going to name names.
No, but I think
Allegedly,
we know.
allegedly.
I think we know a large muscled man may have had an
Uh-huh.
opinion about it. And that's a real bummer because you could see coming on the heels of the previous movie, Black Adam, you could see how all of that stuff could lead directly into the next Shazam movie of sort of like you have the Shazamily here of very clearly good superheroes. Like it isn't a bad bone in any of their bodies. And then you have
I do like your Shazamily joke, by the way.
I saw that online. That's not mine, unfortunately.
Because there was a comic that was written by each of the members of the Shazamily, and it was called Shazamily Matters when they released it in comic book
pretty
format.
good. That's pretty good. But like you could also see even if Black Adam isn't a villain in the second Shazam movie, you could have this great dichotomy between here are the very clearly good Shazams and the
very innocent Shazams too, because they're all
Yes.
kids.
and like comparing that with Black Adam, who is much older and much kind of for a lot of the previous movie living in the kind of gray the morally gray area, and very often moving off into kind of I'm just going to kill a whole bunch of these people. But you could see how even if they weren't fighting against each other, you could see the different approaches they would take to fighting the bad guy together could make for a pretty interesting movie. That's a bummer we didn't get that. And now,
we got
likely
Helen Mirren
we'll
instead.
know. Yeah, we got Helen Mirren again, and like Lucy Liu, who kind of
This is the only time I've ever seen her in a movie where or in a show. Like,
Yep.
if you haven't seen Elementary, the American version of Sherlock, go watch that because
very
she
good.
plays Jane Watson, a female version of Watson, and it is incredible.
Yeah, she's really. I mean, in almost everything, she's really good.
I've never seen her do any like phone it in performances.
Yep.
Ever.
Until
Until
yeah, And like that's the thing I kept thinking through the whole movie is like she's fine. It's just it never got to the point where I felt she was in it or I felt like she was believable. So when she does the kind of turn in the latter half of this movie, it's sort of
Hmm.
like, okay, cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're still a bad guy, so like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, I there's some stuff in here that I do kind of like. I do like. Oh, go
Let's
ahead.
let's talk about a big thing from the first movie.
Sure.
Did the humor hit, or was it too much for you?
I think.
Because we've
Oh, go
talked
ahead.
about the burnout on the that kind of humor, the Whedon-esque humor,
Right.
the
The wink
sarcastic
and
line after
nod.
everything.
Yep.
Like we've talked about the burnout and that, and the first Shazam was genuinely heartfelt and funny in the
Mm-hmm.
way it was delivered. Like,
Agreed.
part of my research as well, by the way, apparently because this bombed, it sent a certain main actor into a business spiral, which led
Mm,
to where they are now. Go look up the
interesting.
wrongness, which is Zach Levi.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because he nailed the first movie, and I think he does a pretty good job in this one too.
So for me, I thought three scenes specifically stuck in my head as being really funny. Not necessarily like laugh out loud, my sides hurt funny, but sort of like, all right, that was pretty good. Two of them feature the same character, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Um, but I think that's one of the big misses for me in this movie is when you look at the first movie, the thing that I remember is the relationship between Freddy and Shazam, not Freddy and Billy, because that relationship is fine. But the
Yes.
Freddy and Shazam relationship that kind of fosters and sorry, no pun intended, but kind of grows over the 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 first
For
movie.
those of you who don't remember, they're a foster family.
Yeah, um, like that felt really good, and that relationship and Freddy's overbearing comic book nerd persona felt really good. Like all of that felt good. And
Hmm.
the relationship between the foster family and all of the kids felt really good. And all of that in this movie feels so much flatter in a way that feels so surprising and was a real big disappointment for me. Like the mom and dad characters weren't really in the movie at all, which I don't think is a problem, as the movie is about like 15 other characters. So I'm not holding
Hmm.
that stuff against them, but even
There is, I think there's too many people in this movie, if I'm completely honest.
I think that's one of the biggest problems because like there's all of the kids, which is there's five of them. Um, the actual kids themselves are fine. The Shazam versions of the kids are all kind of fine, if not a little one note, in the same way that the
And
kids
super
are.
wasted as
Right.
well. Like they're because of the I feel ironically it's the counterpoint we saw in Fast movies where
Mm-hmm.
like in the Fast movies it felt like everyone had their moment to shine to show you who they
Exactly.
were, to show you the type of people they were,
Even if their
whereas this
character's
movie
just
feels like,
I'm a hacker.
yeah,
Yeah.
whereas in this one it feels like nobody's got any time.
Right.
There's like all of the characters have like three lines and two personalities features, and that's it.
Right. Like I'm the
Like,
purple Shazam and I'm fast and I'm happy. Okay, thanks.
yes, because
Like
I'm seven or whatever it is.
right. And like I think on paper there's something you could work with the personalities of the kids being transferred into their superhero forms. Like it isn't now a 500-year-old wizard is taking over my body and there's There's nothing
Mhm.
connecting the two halves of that person. But there's something about it that just never really clicks. Like, it never really all comes together with all of them. And, like,
Which is funny because it felt like it did at the end of the first movie.
it did, yeah, like, and I think they really do try in this movie. Like, you see pretty early on, they have taken over the the lair
The
that
Rock
they're
of
in.
Eternity.
Yeah, the Rock of Eternity, like, lair. And they've dressed it up, and
Mhm.
each person has their own little area and stuff. But it's like, even that is sort of like, okay, I just kind of don't. The movie never really sells even that part as here's an escape for these kids in this new form. Like, the one kid is exploring and documenting all of the doorways in that really cool area, and
Doors.
it's like,
Mhm.
that's really cool. I want to see more of that. Okay, that's just a punchline for later. And it's like, okay,
And of
that's
course, it's the nerdy Asian kid who's doing that
right,
too.
which is sort of like, okay, that's something.
Mhm.
Um, but like, I do. On the other side, I want to give the movie a little bit of credit. I do really like the Ben Franklin Bridge scene where the kids are getting a win and they're saving all of these people that are trapped on the bridge, and the bridge is kind of collapsing. They're trying to fix it in a bunch of different ways. It's kind of not working,
Mhm.
and they're getting all these people very rapidly off the bridge. And I like that you get to see each individual kid, like, their Shazam version, like, fighting the problem in their own individual way. And I like that
Yeah.
it's the introduction and the foundation of the it's all of us or none of us thing.
Mhm.
And we get I think one of my three great jokes in this movie is, one of them says,
Is it the hard cut?
it is, and the kid says, we have one more
It's
job
yeah,
to do.
it's Shazam. Like
Yes.
they saved all the people, and then he's like, "Great job, team. We got some stuff we got to work on or
So
whatever."
I
But
wrote it down
now
because
we've only.
I wrote it down verbatim because he says, we have one more job to do: prevent this bridge from collapsing. And it hard cuts and says, the Ben Franklin Bridge has collapsed on the news. It's like,
Mhm.
thank you. That's really good, because you don't need, again, we've talked about enjoying this in movies every once in a while. You don't need to see all of that. You
Mhm.
know they're going to fail because they're the what? The Philadelphia
Oh,
phonies?
I forgot.
Failures? It's actually a really good. Um,
Yes, it's not an official name though,
yeah,
so
it's a
we
really
don't
good,
we
like,
don't condone that official name.
yeah, it's a really good, like, media name of, like, look at these idiots. Just like, we get Batman in here. Like, Batman would have solved it. Superman for sure. He would have done it in his sleep, no problem. But
Mhm.
um, so I like that, and kind of a it's kind of a fun look at, and hammering home the point that they're still kids. Like, they're going to mess this up because they
Yes.
haven't tried to stop a bridge from collapsing before, and they're one-upping each other, and they're competing because they're kids. Um, and I
Mhm.
think that's one of the times in this
I
movie
like
that
like
works.
Billy's like trying to keep them all together as well because he's like the second oldest and he's the
Hmm.
one who originated with the powers. And there is a genuine I hate to say this. There is a genuine wasted potential in here because there's this really cool story arc
Hmm.
of Billy's aging out of foster care.
Yeah, they talk about it
Like
for like maybe
and
2 minutes total.
like Mary is already aged out and has to go to work all the time
Yep.
because she's still living in the house and trying to help with the rent and the bills
Right.
and
And
everything
she's
like
going to
that.
college, and she's partying and all of
But
that
no,
stuff.
she didn't go to college
Oh,
because the
yeah,
fact
true. Right. I forgot about that.
and like she's a little bit iffy about that,
Hmm.
and she's kind of blaming a Billy a little bit for it. But Billy's trying to keep everybody together because there's a really heartfelt story of the guy who's lost everything. Everyone he's ever cared about has walked away from him, and like this maid family that he has is the thing that's not going to do that for him,
Hmm.
and he's struggling with giving them the space to be what they are by themselves, but
Right.
also stay together as a family. So really great potential in that storyline, and it is wasted time and time and time
Right.
again, especially when, hey, the dragon just destroyed the house we bought.
Right.
I'm sorry, you what?
Well, and like even the movie starts with it. It starts with Shazam sitting on the couch talking to the doctor about like, oh yeah, my mom like abandoned me at a thing during Halloween, like a carnival thing, and like Wizard came and did this, and he has like this laundry list of terrible things, and this doctor is like, yeah, that's kind of a
Yeah,
lot for
he
anybody.
trauma dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, what childhood trauma have you got? And he literally lists things that would destroy most people.
But yeah, you're right. Like the time and time again, it feels like the emotional core of this movie doesn't, I don't want to say doesn't exist, but never gets there. Like even the budding relationship between,
It becomes Freddy. Like, that's who it becomes in this movie. They try and switch the emotional juice to
yeah,
Freddy.
and that guy, that for me at least kind of doesn't work because it's like Freddie and Anne, this kind of budding relationship between the two of them, even before her kind of heel turn slash unveiling, it never really felt like there was any chemistry there. It
Mhm.
always sort of felt like, okay, this is happening on screen. I guess I'm not entirely sure what's going here. Um, I I don't know. I I I I'm looking here at my notes too, and I want to make sure we also talk about the Wonder Woman dream. Um,
They very clearly stand in Wonder Woman dream.
right, which I was sort of like, okay, Gal Gadot's not going to be in this movie, like sure, but like you could make it less obvious that she's not going to be in this movie, which is also like if you have watched it like we did, wink. Um,
Uh-huh. It's a double red herring.
yeah, but then like for her to turn around, it's the wizard's face for a very long time. I'm like, this joke has sort of run its course, man. Like also,
Mhm.
I don't need to know that like Billy is continuing to have romantic dreams about Wonder Woman. This seems like a storyline that
I will say as well, by the way, the Ben Franklin Bridge is miraculously repaired at the end of the movie when the dome is created and then
true,
shrunk.
true.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I did make a note that on the bridge sequence there is more Saints Row theft here, as they play "Holding Out for Your Hero" when the
I'm like
woman's car is going off their thing, which
I'm
is literally if you choose to save Kenzie
yeah.
in Saints Row, that's the song that plays.
I'm so tired of that movie being in stuff. It almost gets a pass because Billy says, "I can't believe
Calls it
I'm
out.
that's playing while I'm saving you." Like you almost get it, but it needed to be something other than holding out for a hero because it's been in everything for like 30 years and it's
Mhm.
beyond played out at this point.
Apparently, it was supposed to be "Hero" by Enrique Iglesias instead,
Okay, that would be pretty all right. Yeah.
but they probably didn't want to shell out for it.
Bummer.
Um,
It would have been. I think that would have been better. You should have done that.
yes,
Yeah.
less tropish.
Yeah.
I will say though, he's only in the movie a short while because none of the major Shazamily are around for long. They don't get much screen time. I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I think Adam Brody does fantastically as
Yes.
Captain Everypower.
Yep.
I think he does an incredible job.
He's the only one
Um,
too of them making up their own names that I thought was approaching funny. Of like, well, I'm Captain Everypower, and that's
mhm.
Junior Captain
That's my
Everypower.
sidekick, Captain Everypower Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like that was the one where I was like, all right, that was pretty good, and it feels like a name that a kid would genuinely use. Of like, yeah, I've got every power. I'm Captain Everypower. Like, duh.
Mhm.
Um,
And and he does a good job still of being the superpower version of Freddy, who is
yes,
still arguably the best character in this movie.
I still feel a lot of affinity towards Freddy, even in this movie, and like, he's not in the movie a lot. Like, there's a really great shot of him when he's sneaking around, he's stealing the golden apple much later in the movie, and he like turns around and knocks something over, and immediately he's like, when did that thing get there? How was that even there? Like there's really, he's a great actor, and he does so many great little performances like that throughout the whole movie.
That stealth sequence as well, where like him and the wizard are talking about it, and like Freddy's like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and the wizard's like, excuse me, you are gonna do this? And he's
Right,
like, yeah, bro, like I know, the kid with the crutch and the limp doesn't scream stealth,
right.
but every time you stand up, your knees crack, and he said he straightens up and his knees crack, and it's just like,
I
yeah,
like
bro,
his
that's
line was basically like Godspeed, Freddy. Just like
uh,
yeah,
and the wizard constantly getting his name wrong is great. Like
yep.
it's genuinely great, especially when Anne says his name,
Hmm.
and then he says, "Come on, yeah, come on, Jeff," and he's like, "She literally just said my full name."
Yep. Oh man.
What are the
Um,
other two human moments that stuck out to you, though? We touched on the one, the bridge. What are
sure.
the other two?
I one of them is actually two of them both involve Steve the pen. Number one, I wrote in my notes, seeing books fly around like birds will never get old. That gets me every single time. Um, I think Steve the
You know they had those assets lying around because this is a Warner Brothers
you're
joint.
100% like, yeah, just bring those in from the other thing. Um, I Steve the pen is one of my favorite things, starting with Helen Mirren reading the longest note I think she's probably read in any movie ever.
Do you
Of
think we should spell check it? Nah, Steve never makes spelling mistakes. He just writes down exactly what you says.
it's it's so good. This is my sort of humor of like, oh no, they pooched this entire letter and they didn't read it at all before they sent it to one of the like Titans kids and just said like, no, Steve is perfect, he's just gonna do it. And Helen Mirren reading this thing line after line after line, and it getting funnier and funnier, and everyone just watching her read this entire thing, and everyone getting more and more angry, was so good the whole time. um and the other
I also
part,
like the fact that Steve is the one who points out the Shazam thing to everybody, where they're
it like
translating the
underlines the
book,
letters, and they're like,
and
oh,
he's like, you idiots, this, and this.
right, it's all your powers, man. And you're like, oh, yeah, I thought that's just something I said. Okay. um
Which, by the way, something I didn't know is for the Black Adam,
mhm.
his Shazam stands for a different set of gods, like a
That's
different
true.
pantheon of
I
gods,
forgot about
which
that.
is really cool.
Yeah, boy, I wish they would have had that pay off more. um the other one is the other Steve scene where they write
Is it the
another.
one where he shrugs?
It's not where he shrugs, it's where he writes another letter, and it's basically the same thing. um and it's like all the way at the end of the movie, and I don't remember the specifics of it, but I like that they went back to that joke again, and it was much shorter the uh
Hmm.
the second time, but it was sort of
Just
like,
showing that they hadn't learned the lesson.
yeah, they hadn't learned. That was the part that made me laugh the most, which is like, you idiots didn't read it again, like you just and Steve's just over there scribbling, he's happy to be doing his thing. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, you morons.
I do like when Billy brings up like as Shazam whether he thinks Wonder Woman got the message and whether or not she's got any interest in him, and literally the pen shrugs.
Yep.
He just shrugs,
He's just like, I don't know, man. um
and he's like, "Did that pen just shrug?" It's like, "Yeah, he kind of did, bro."
the other thing I have here from, it's my last note before I just kind of watch the second half of the movie. I do want to give this movie a lot of credit. The dragon looks incredibly cool. That is a
And he's
sick
made out of
dragon.
wood, which is a very weird flex, to
Yes.
quote Shazam
It's just,
himself.
that's actually a pretty good line. But like when they showed the dragon in it, the kind of dragon realm, where it's like protecting the gods, I was
In
like,
the shadows.
yeah, and I was like, that's a. I wish that dragon was in this movie more, because that's an incredibly cool dragon, and thankfully it was
Uh-huh.
in this movie quite a bit.
And I will say, Shazam punching the dragon when he flies to the side of her and screams Khaleesi as he smashes into the side of it.
That was
It's
okay.
kind of a good line.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not gonna
okay.
lie.
Um, the like, I,
Like the plot is fine. Like the
that's what I was
Tree
gonna
of
say.
Life,
Like,
the whole apple thing.
I think
It's kind of whatever.
the biggest missed opportunity I think for me here is it never feels like they get all the way there with the villains, because you have Anne that's like clearly siding with the Shazamily, and you have Helen Mirren who like just kind of wants to die as soon as the apple leaves. She's like, "Well, I'm just that's it for me. I'm done." You have Lucy Liu.
But she also wants to. What she wants to re to have the God Realm reborn,
Right,
essentially for her dad's sake, specifically
right,
the God Realm.
right. But like, it's sort of frustrating because I think with all the power they have and all the kind of damage they can do, it never really feels like it all comes together. There, I think there is a one good scene after the dome is built where someone is giving the business to Shazam about like, what are you doing with this dome? What are you sitting here eating sandwiches? And he's like, what? No, what? These aren't for me. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, yeah, cool. Thanks for saving the city, dummy. Like, there's
Uh-huh.
some good stuff there, but like, there's even that scene where Shazam and Helen Mirren are meeting, and like he they both say at the same time like there's no compromise, and he goes, I knew you'd say it, and I was like, you're just there isn't the same punch that there was from the first
Uh-huh.
movie, and I don't know what is missing from the two, but like it just doesn't feel like it's in the same let me open my mental thesaurus and find another word for realm. uh
Oeuvre.
Thank you. It's not even in the same oeuvre as the first one, and I think that's and like every scene that I'm supposed to like doesn't really land. Like them,
Uh-huh.
the girl throwing the Skittles at the unicorn.
Hold on, before we get into that,
Yeah,
we need to talk about the Tree of Life concept, which I think is great.
it's
It's a
pretty
great
cool.
concept.
Yeah,
You put the Tree of Life in not the God Realm, and it becomes a poisonous tree rather than
right.
the Tree of Life that it's supposed to be.
Yep,
And the fact that you get all of these D&D monsters essentially coming out of the pods is fantastic.
yep.
And then the reveal that like the thing that they're afraid of, thanks Steve, is the King of Beasts,
Yes,
which turns out to be a unicorn, and it's
right.
just like, okay, bro, and like the wizard being terribly afraid of them is
Hmm.
hilarious.
And also
But
like
then yeah, it
when you hear about old English uh like tales of the unicorn, it's like, no man, that's the real deal. Like that's
mhm.
the one you don't mess with, is the unicorn. Like that's like going into like a Scottish bog. You don't mess with it at all. That's
Yeah.
not how it happens. I was kind of tickled by
Mhm.
that.
But yeah, the fact that it's like taste the rainbow
I
becomes like
just-
the catchphrase at the end.
which is really frustrating because I've been playing Dispatch. Came out here in the latter part
Tell
of.
me they don't have a Skittles sponsorship in there.
They do not, but they have a much better Skittles joke in there where there's a group of people that's kind of harassing one of the main characters, and they're all wearing differently colored ski masks, and they didn't realize that they're all the Skittles colors, and they all start fighting each other about it. Like it, that is a much better joke than the one you have here, where you're throwing actual Skittles at a unicorn. It's sort of like, okay, man. Like also, they're kids, so like it's an appropriate joke for
Yes.
a kid in this movie about superhero kids, but it's
And it's
also
also appropriate action for them to take as well. It's
right,
like, yeah, they want something sweet and sickly like honey, the ambrosia.
right,
Yeah, okay, give them Skittles.
yeah.
It's the closest thing that we have to ambrosia, and not wrong, like we'll say.
True. Skills, great.
But
I can't be mad about that.
we're gonna we're gonna need more Skittles, and then taste the rainbow and then it gets like censored out by
Yeah,
the unicorn.
a good like intentional censoring.
Like, can we talk about more wasted potential with all of the beasts that are created and then the
Yeah,
unicorns showing up and they take up like 4 minutes of screen time again?
yeah. There's some pretty cool stuff in this stuff, and like the creatures are fun. The monster design is cool. The action is fine. I kind of like that the dragon gets the coolest stuff. Um,
Hmm.
Especially like the dragon versus Billy stuff. I think from a kind of an action and a direction consideration, I think a lot of that stuff is really strong. It's just
Hmm.
also in like a 2 hour and change movie, and by that point I'm like, okay, man, like we still have a lot of movie left to go here, and this dragon is cool, but there's a lot of fighting going on. We'll talk about why the movie had a lot of time left in a minute. Um, but
Yep.
it was kind of a lot of like, okay, cool. There was, I think, before they start fighting the dragon, or like in the middle of the kind of scene there, I do like the moment where all the kids are on the roof with the parents, and there's a moment of like, okay, now we got to go fight that dragon, and they're like, yeah, cool. Wait, the what? Um, I thought that
Hmm.
worked pretty well, but like,
I like the fact that the nerdy kid, like, they're all talking about like the when they're talking about the goddesses,
mhm.
they oh yeah, he's got a dragon, and then the kid sits up and is like, now I'm in. You should have led with that.
I did kind of like that of like, all right, you got me. Um, yeah, I don't. I The other thing too that I thought was really interesting is they just kill Billy. Uh, like
Uh-huh.
at the end of this fight, they're just sort of like, and there's a really, I think this one didn't get me. Like I didn't get misty eyed, or I didn't cry. If you haven't listened to the show before, we'll be honest when we do cry. We're not gonna be like, no, I don't cry in movies, man. That's not me.
Yeah,
Um,
go listen to the Fast and Furious 7.
oh my god, yeah. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. But like they get really close to, I think, hitting that emotional note, and I don't think
Hmm.
they quite get there for me, but I do like the kind of moment of like, you're not the one that's supposed to die. Like you're the one that's supposed to be here and like keep leading us uh
Yeah.
and being around. And I do like the kind of flip when Shazam does come back to life, and he's like, I was dead for like 2 minutes and you buried me already. Like that was a pretty good moment. But
Yeah, but also became alive because of what happened, Boston.
Wonder Woman is no
Uh-huh.
number one. I really like the soundtrack of the first Wonder Woman movie. I am
It's
now
incredible.
officially really tired of her showing up on screen doing it. It's like, shut up, stop it. You can't either play like a 2 minute one, or don't just like do a Call of Duty level up
But they have to do the
riff.
guitar riff.
Yeah, like here's
Oh,
Wonder
that's
Woman.
100% what it is. It's a level up.
That's right. You
It's a drone
prestiged.
unlocked. It's
Exactly.
a kill streak unlocked.
Exactly. So
Stinger.
it's a little bit annoying of like, and it is kind of interesting to see Wonder Woman show up in a movie again after 1984 was like such a like fell off a cliff and landed on their face flop sort of thing. And
Uh-huh.
there's a lot to talk about a fellow wrongin of Gal Gadot, that we don't even have time to get into like those sort of things.
Yes.
Um, but it was
I do
kind of,
find it funny, by the way, that the end credit scene was a little less conversation. The remix that
oh,
hit huge
oof.
everywhere,
God, I hate that remix so much.
which
That's
the
another
guy
song
who
I'm
remixed
so
it,
tired of hearing.
the guy who remixed it is the same one who did the Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
Junkie
theme and
XL.
the Mad
Yeah,
Max Fury Road soundtrack.
that remix was so huge when it came out. Like it's like 20 years ago at this point, but like
Uh-huh.
I was like
Very
so
annoying.
so tired. Anyways, it was kind of interesting, setting aside the actress herself. It's kind of interesting to see Wonder Woman back in something. I would have
Mhm.
never put Wonder Woman being in this movie on my bingo card whatsoever. I thought that was like a non possibility at this point, especially after like the Suicide Squad. It felt like a lot of that was kind of trying to make a pretty clean cut for a lot of these other movies of like, we're not going to do a lot of callbacks here. And she like comes on screen, slams the staff down, and is like, okay, here you go. And like Billy tries to get with her with a spider in his teeth, which is almost a pretty good joke. And
my favorite joke there, probably my favorite joke there, involves this over like the rule of threes. Maybe yes, the rule of threes thing is like Freddie kissing Annie, and Annie's like, "Yeah, I'm 6,000 years old."
Right.
And the dad goes to the mom like, "I feel like this is a little inappropriate."
Yeah, he's like,
no?
it suddenly feels inappropriate. Yeah.
And then later on, Billy turns in, like, it's right when he's gonna go do turn the staff into a bomb fight. He goes back into Billy for a while to talk to the woman who he finally calls mom for the first time.
Yeah.
Then when he turns back into Shazam, he says something offhanded about Wonder Woman, and as he flies away, the mom is like, "What is with our boys and older women?" Like, it's
That's a
such
pretty
a
that's a
good
pretty
line.
good joke, yeah. And like
It's really hidden in there too, where it's just like, this is just a throwaway line.
Yeah, because like
that cracked me up so much.
Billy as Shazam shoots his shot to Wonder Woman, and she's like, "Bro, you're like 8. Like this is not gonna work out.
Try keep saving the world, kid."
Yep, which is actually a pretty good line from Wonder Woman. I think a lot of the like staff as a bomb fight is pretty good. There's like a little bit too much CG in the kind of final Shazam versus Dragon stuff, which is a little bit of a bummer because like we were talking about at the first half of this episode, there's way less CG in the Shazamily sort of stuff. It's very clearly a big old padded suit with a big cape and just a light up lightning bolt on the front of it. Like, this is all practical stuff, and that stuff works so well through most of the movie that when, and I think a lot of the monster stuff is handled pretty well. So like when the very last couple of action shots are very heavily CG, I think it stands out even more in a way that's kind of like, okay, like that's fine, but like it's okay. And I don't know. There's like the payoff scene here at the end before the credits where the wizard, a very dapper wizard, comes to the house and is. I really like that they believe him too much, and he's like, "I wanted to see your faces when I like disintegrated into a pile of ash here." Yeah, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "No, I just have an Uber outside. It's fine." I like that stuff is pretty good. The name drop of Shazam at the end was sort of like, okay, like there wasn't enough of a payoff, I don't feel like, for that. Even the last line of like,
we all
we
know
can do
exactly
better.
that's his name,
right?
Like, we know that.
Yeah, it's like not really a mystery. We do have the first credit scene, the kind of mid-credit scene with the two Amanda Waller goons.
The Task Force X team.
Yes, Task Force X. I will never remember that. But they are talking to Billy. It's
whatever.
I like the beginning of it where they're like, "Okay, would you like to join the Justice?" And he's like, "Yes. Oh my God, yes. I want to join. Oh my God, I'm going to here with Wonder Woman. I'm going to join the Justice League." And they're like, "That's not. We're the Justice Society."
Steal the thing.
Yeah, and he's like, "That okay." Like that stuff almost gets there. I think that got a little bit of grin for me. The like thesaurus looking up at the end was like a little bit too much of the joke kind of petering off. And then you got your wish in the the other post-credit sequence where was it Mr. Mind comes back.
Yeah, Mr. Mind shows back up again
to say basically Yeah, bro, I'm still working on that super cool plan. Bye.
Uh-huh. But and you're like, I don't care if it's been 2 years, bad guy from the original movie, which, okay, I guess you're back again. Sure, Mr.
Like him
Boston's
showing up.
favorite actor, I can't remember his name.
Oh, it's Mark Strong. Yeah, but
Yes.
it's like Mark Strong in this movie for like 30 seconds. I'm like, wait, what is he? And the movie is just there to be like, no, man. It takes me. I like his sort of thing of like, it takes a long time for a caterpillar to do stuff, and I'm like,
I
that's
have to, do you know how long it takes me to get places? I have to slither everywhere.
that's pretty. It knows how dumb Mr. Mind is, and is still committing to
Uh-huh.
the bit. I think that's really good. But
Yeah.
then even that
Mr. Mind
one,
is great. Mr. Mind suits this movie type
yes,
perfectly.
100%. Of just like this stuff is
Like that's
really
one of the
dumb.
it's one of the reasons why I love the Suicide Squad so
Right.
much as well, because the villains in that are a human shark voiced by Sly Stallone,
Yep.
Peacemaker
Right.
by John Cena, and a starfish from outer space.
Right. A very kindly starfish that just wants to go home. Like, yeah. What are your before we get to the ratings here? What are your kind of final thoughts here of Shazam: Fury of the Gods?
It has some moments, it has some genuinely good moments, I think, but it feels like the prime embodiment of the superhero burnout.
Yeah.
Because when you've got five, at this point, probably this year, 10 superhero movies coming out in 2023,
Yeah.
five of them are DC movies.
That's right.
Like, it becomes one of those things where it's just like, oh, Lord, I'm so tired of everything.
Mm-hmm. And it
Like,
doesn't.
it's fine,
Yeah.
is the thing I say.
And I think it doesn't help that there's, like we said earlier, there's way too many characters in this movie. There's 3 villains at a minimum. There's 5 of the Shazamily. There's the wizard. There's the parents. There's the actual kids. There's a bunch of people at school. There's Diedrich Bader's character who like splats on the ground suddenly in the middle of the movie, which is a real bummer because I like Diedrich Bader. But like,
Mhm.
there's just, and then there's more and more and more, and it just keeps like piling up, and it just never really pays off in a way that I think that the my impression coming out of this movie is it's probably one of the DCEU movies I'll forget the quickest. And
We did that for the first one, and we thought the first one was pretty solid.
yeah.
But then when we come to the sequel, it turns out we don't remember a thing about it.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you broke the staff. Oh, okay. Like, and also that moment of like the rest of the Shazamily being mad at him for breaking the staff. It's like, bro, you didn't know either. Like, put it down. Like, the wizard didn't say, hey, don't break this really important staff the bad guy will give you. Like, nobody, like, that sort of pissed me off in this movie. It's sort of like, put it away. You didn't
Yeah.
know either, you jerks. But I think,
So
go on.
on that front, by the way, I just want to double check something. We did watch the Israel trilogy, right?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because this movie and the first movie feels like it has one of those things going for it, which I feel about Glass, which is the finale of the Israel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot remember having ever seen that movie.
Right.
Because like Cinema Wins just did he combined all of his videos on the Israel trilogy into one, so it's
Oh,
like an
cool.
hour long.
Please go check out
And while I
Cinema
was sick
Wins on
this
YouTube,
week,
by the way.
yes,
Yeah.
wins with a W, not
Yeah.
sins. And while I was sick, I was watching slash listening to that. I was like, I'm sure we did Glass for the show, but for the life of me, I can't remember having ever actually seen that movie.
Right.
Like it's just black holed out of my brain,
Right.
and it felt like that with the first Shazam movie, where it's like, oh, that did happen. I remember
Right.
enjoying it. I
Well,
remember
and
the
like,
feeling of having a good time.
well, and a lot of what we remember about the first Shazam is like the Shazam and Freddy's relationship, and like Freddy being this kind of fun, superhero obsessed thing, which we saw them trying to recreate in Black Adam in the last episode. That kind of fell on its face for and never really got to the same level. And I think that's one of the things I'm most disappointed in with this movie is it never the first movie felt really tight. It felt like a really well written and well directed and well acted movie that focused on a smaller cast, even though there was all the kids in the foster home. It really was a Shazam and Freddy sort of movie, and to a lesser extent, a Billy, a background of Billy sort of movie.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is so overstuffed, and in a lot of regards, kind of phoned in from a bunch of performances. And I think this whole thing is kind of a bummer. Like, if I was to sit here and say, like, what's my rating of this movie? It's fine. It's a fine action movie. It's a fine comic book movie. But I think my expectations for the sequel to a Shazam movie, having at least enjoyed, maybe surprisingly enjoyed the first one, I had a little bit higher expectations going into this one, I think. And
Yeah.
it kind of whiffed throughout the majority of the movie. Like we said, there's some good stuff in here, but I think it's a bit of a bummer over some of the other stuff of like, sure, it's one of the better DCEU movies. That's unfortunately not saying a lot. And it's like an okay action movie and it's an okay superhero movie. But like you said, I'm pretty burnt out on superhero movies, man. Like, if we weren't almost at
Only 3 to go, bro.
yeah, like if we weren't almost at the end of the entire DCEU, I wouldn't have said, "Hey, let's wrap up the DCEU." It could be like, "Nah, we can wait for another year for that one or a different year." But yeah, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do ratings here. IMDb 5.9 out of 10. Hold on, there's a pop up on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomato meter is at 49% with 266 critic ratings, which is incredibly high. 85% on the popcorn meter, and Letterboxd has this at a 2.3 out of 5.
This is the only problem with the tomato meter is it has to be positive or negative. Like that's the
Exactly.
issue that
It
the
is
tomato
either a
meter has.
recommended movie from critics or it is a not recommended movie from critics.
And like with that in mind, like I would give this a 5, maybe a 5, between a 5 and a 6. So maybe let's just say 5.5 for now,
Out of 10.
which technically is a out of 10, which is
Sure.
no out of 2,
That's right.
which is a positive recommend,
Right.
but it's a recommend with hesitation kind of
Right.
situation.
It's
where
not
just
a like I bought you the Blu-ray and you need to watch this thing.
It's not me sitting here vibrating while we're about to record the first Alien season. It's not me sitting here
Exactly.
vibrating while we're about to do the Mad Max season.
Right.
It's me sitting here being like, eh.
And also, like, you've seen these movies before. It's 2023.
Yeah.
You've seen 30 Marvel movies. You've seen maybe a handful of bad DCEU movies. Like, you've seen all of these movies already. So the idea of seeing a Shazam sequel in 2023 alongside a bunch of bad DCEU, well, potentially bad DCEU movies. We haven't watched the rest of the 3 movies in the season quite yet. Please tune into the rest of the season. And a bunch of like middling MCU movies in this year. Sort of like, okay, man, you're coming out with another Zachary Levi Shazam movie? I think I'm okay. I'll catch it on TBS maybe. Yeah. So
Yep.
I think I'm there with you. I sort of am between like a 4 and a 5 out of 10, I think. It's fine. It's watchable. It's nothing is going to make you mad. Nothing is going to blow your socks off. And I think that's almost like the most damning part of it is sort of like, you have seen this movie before. It follows the same formula that literally every comic book movie has followed since Iron Man, like 25 years ago or whatever. And
oh Lord. Okay.
You look it
What
up
year
while I
did
continue my
Iron Man come
rant.
out?
And like all of these action movies follow the same formula, which is comforting at some point when you need like a big dumb popcorn movie. But I had higher hopes for this one being a Shazam sequel.
The issue we've got with that though is if you want big dumb popcorn movies, the Fast and the Furious is sitting right there.
100%.
We
And
did
I
it for
love those
season
movies.
1.
Yep.
And then he's got so much more heart to almost all of them than this does.
Yeah. 100%. And like, look, someone is going to say, hey, aren't the Fast movies overstuffed with actors? And I'll say, absolutely. And they keep
Yes.
coming back from the dead. But I love it because each one of those movies is 3.5 hours now. So, like, everybody, like you said earlier, everybody gets their 5 minutes of fame on the screen and be like, I know what to do. Tippy tappy tap typing, hacker voice, I'm in. Thanks. Ludacris can go back in
And
the
they add
shadows
one
for the
more
rest of the
person
movie.
to the crew every single time. It's
100%.
great. I love it.
Yeah.
And like the positive thing about the most recent movie, 11 Part 1,
Yep.
was the fact that they leaned into your expectations with that by
Yeah.
having the like Jack Reacher be like, yeah, maybe I'm part of the family. Nope, I get all along.
Yep. Gotcha. When did Iron Man come out, by the way?
2008, bro. It's almost 20 years old.
2008. Okay, that's maybe I'm thinking of the first Spider-Man. I think that came out a couple of years before.
That was '01, I
01,
believe.
okay.
Spider-Man.
And then the first X-Men movie.
Spider-Man.
First X-Men movie was
That was
90,
'01 as well, I believe.
I thought that was like 97 or 99.
No, I think it might have been '01. Let's find out.
They were contemporaries, for sure.
Oh, sorry. X-Men was 2000.
Okay, so right there. Okay, so 25 years of X-Men. Whoa, boy. Those movies are still killing it, right, guys? That's a separate seat. We're not doing X-Men movies, by the way. Before someone writes in,
the mouse literally bought Fox so they could have them back.
Yeah. God, at what cost? All right. Anyways, that is our second of 5 DCEU movies to wrap up the DCEU.
Oh, this is only number 2, bro. It feels like I've seen like 4 already.
I know, man. Me too. But we got.
I'm sick, dude.
We got the big one coming up next episode. So I hope everybody.
Wait, hold on. You have to tell me now. Is the next one The Flash?
It sure is. We got the Flash next time. We got
the
linchpin of this season.
Can we move that to last?
No. We're pulling off the Band-Aid, man. All right, we're pulling off the CG Band-Aid with a CG hand. We're doing it. Oh, man. All right.
This is going to be bad, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll join us and enjoy us for the next episode. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.